Hey guys, what's going on? It's Gary Wilson here, and in this video I'm going to talk a little bit about foreign link building, and more specifically, one of the main questions I get is whether you can build English links to foreign websites, okay? So it's going to be an overall guide on foreign link building, and we're going to talk specifically about English links to foreign websites and why you can do that and why that's important to understand, okay? So what I'm going to first of all sort of brief out for you just in this very basic outline here, I'm just going to draw a little timeline for you, okay, with my very awful drawing skills, okay, and I'm going to draw it a little bit like this, okay, and we're going to say that this at the start here is 2013. All right, so we're going to take 2013 and I'm going to move this down right here. There we go, very awfully drawn box there, and I'm going to draw another one. This is going to be 2016, and then we're going to go like now, which is like 2020, okay? Now, the reason why I drew these times out in this little awfully drawn time scale here is I just want to explain kind of what Google was doing during these times in the English SERPs and how the foreign SERPs sort of fits into this sort of equation, all right? So back in 2013, Google really cared about like authority of links, okay? So what I mean by that is they cared a lot about like how many links were going to the pages that you were getting linked from. They cared a lot about specific page authority, okay? And they didn't really care about relevance. Okay, now relevance is more specifically about the page that you're getting a link from. You want it to match up with the page that you're linking to now, okay? So when you're building a link from one page to another, you want to essentially try and get a link that talks about the same thing. So a page about dogs should talk about a page about dogs, or a page about blue dogs should talk about a page about blue dogs, right? So back at this time, they didn't care a lot about, they really cared a lot about the authority, specific power from the links, and they didn't care much about the relevance, okay, in their algorithm. And in 2016, that kind of like, as we move towards 2016, these aren't exact dates, but just round about these times. This was round about when I got into SEO. They cared more about authority, right? Little less about page authority, and they cared. They still cared about. They cared more about like domain authority, right? So essentially what you could do is you could get a link on a page on a website which has 10,000 links going to it, and that page could have no links going to it, and that would still be a very good link. So they cared a little, like in 2013, they really cared about the page authority, direct links use. They did care about the overall site authority, but not as much. And they really in 2013, which is power. In 2016, they started to look at the relevance between links, and they established more of a picture. Like if you're on a big website and that page on that website is really relevant and that links to you, then that's going to pass a lot more authority. That's a really credible link, rather than just focusing on the individual page that you're going to link from, even if that wasn't relevant or whatever. They care more about the site you're getting the link from, the entity you're getting the link from, and the relevance of that site, okay? And in 2020, they care a lot about relevance, okay? Over the years, relevance has just been something that's gone more and more popular, which is why I've like popular in Google's eyes, which is why I just advocate so much for building relevant links, which links that match up with what you're trying to link to. So they care a lot about relevance, and they care a lot about domain authority. Okay, so that's the overall. When I say domain authority, I don't mean like Moz or whatever. I just mean the overall linkage of the site, and they still care about page authority. Okay. Okay, so page authority is still very important, okay? But they care less about that as compared to other things, right? As with 2013, it was just all about page authority, direct link juice, okay? So this is like the US SERP. This is like the last 7 years of the US SERPs, okay? Or UK SERPs, very similar. I would say that most foreign SERPs right now, if we're talking about European countries, Australian countries, like all these different places, and are not the main big SERPs. I would say that the foreign SERPs is still like here, okay? They really haven't moved into a world yet of fully understanding relevance, okay? And that's what started to happen in 2016, okay? They started to and I've said authority there, but what I mean, that's actually relevance. Let me try and edit that. So care more about relevance in 2016. So they cared more about relevance, they cared little about page authority, less about page authority, and they care about domain authority. So in 2016 was when really relevance started to kick in. That hasn't happened yet in foreign, and the reason for that is because it's very difficult for Google to understand the English language, never mind understand English and other languages, right? So they haven't made relevance a massive, massive part of their algorithm, okay? Now, for that exact reason, that is why you can build English links to a foreign website, okay? And even at this point, I would say that you can honestly build mostly non-relevant links, to be honest with you. I wouldn't recommend doing it, but you can get away with just building powerful links. What Google really cares about in those SERPs more than anything is direct power, page power, site power, and they don't care a lot about relevance, okay? So if I go into an example here, what I did is I put in some best car wheel, okay, which was just a random thing I came up with, okay, and I Google searched that, and a motor website in Sweden came up, right? It's a Swedish SERP I'm in here, and I put the links of that website into Hrefs here, okay? And I'm gonna move my face so that I'm not in the way. But if I scroll down here, what you'll see is that there's actually a ton of English links with foreign anchors, okay? Look, luxury shopping, Volvo, Wikipedia, this one's a Swedish link, that's a freer one. This is a Sweden off-road, right? So it's a Swedish site and domain, but it's English. It's all in English, right? English. So a large percentage of these links, Tesla Model 3, you know, there are some links that are in Swedish. There are Swedish links coming in here, but it's a very large percentage of the links that are actually in English, okay? And that's what you'll notice across a lot of foreign SERPs. It's actually fine to build English links to them. And what they're doing is they're mixing in foreign anchors, okay? Because Google still wants to see that your anchor text in these countries, like anchor text has mattered for years. That's been there since the start. Your anchor text matters a lot, but to actually make your page directly relevant to the page it's linking to is less important. You don't need to actually show Google that in the foreign SERPs as much right now. Now, I would future-proof it, and I would still build links that are relevant in English when I'm building them. But this example, this website here is ranking number 1 for that keyword, is a prime example as to why you can build English links. If you go and look in your SERP right now, whatever it is, whatever foreign SERP it is you're working in, and you go and look at the backlink profile, you will notice a very large percentage of links. At least 50% are probably from English sites. It just depends on the country, depends on the SERP. So you can build US links, you can build them absolutely fine. You do not need to only build .se links for a Swedish site, okay? I would recommend finding out what your average competition, so as a strategy for this, I would recommend finding out what your average sort of competition have, okay? So look at let me draw this out. So imagine there's a pie chart and all your competition's links, right? You're going to work out the percentage of like English links and a percentage of like foreign links, for example, right? In this case here, it's like, 20-30% English and like the rest is foreign. So you're going to want to work out what that pie breakdown is, okay? You might, in some niches like that site there, large majority of links match English, right? And you just want to make sure that for your entire link portfolio that you're keeping that really the same as your competition. You don't want to be building 90% English links when your competition are building, 20%, right? You want to make sure you're fitting into your competition, but you don't need to worry too much about relevance, okay? I would really recommend for people working in foreign niches right now is to build high-powered links, okay? So high DR links or whatever, and actually focus quite heavily on page authority. So I'd be buying things like tier 2 links, which we sell as well, and we like just building even like homepage PBN links work fantastically. The reason why a homepage PBN link is actually so effective, it's an advanced strategy to be careful when you're building PBN links. But if you have a PBN link, right, there's my awful drawing again. This PBN is now linking to your site. Okay, so you've got the homepage of this PBN, which links to your money page, right? That's your money site. So what you need to understand is this homepage maybe has 100 links coming in, right? So it's got a ton of links actually coming to this direct page, and all that juice is going to this page, which is then going straight to you, right? So all that juice is flowing through from those 100 links, which is really how the old SERPs used to work, as I showed you in that table. Like, they cared a lot about page authority and page power. So if you build those kind of links in a foreign SERP right now, you'll actually do really, really well. Like, that's the kind of stuff they want to see. They want to see power. And if you go into some of the spammy stuff in these SERPs, that's exactly what you'll see. And you'll see that they actually don't focus a lot on relevance. It's a lot of homepage links, a lot of powerful links they're building. And then when they're mixing in high domain authority links, it's actually a lot of the time in English sites. You're going to get much higher power sites on English sites, and they don't need to be specifically relevant for the foreign keywords, right? And on that page, you can just have a foreign anchor on an English text page, and I can almost guarantee that when they do introduce relevance to the foreign SERPs, they're going to take a look at English and they'll take a look at the foreign language as well. Okay, they'll look at both. So they understand English fairly well right now, but they don't understand the foreign languages, and in no way with the percentage of links that are built to foreign websites that are English that they wouldn't take English links into consideration. That's going to be a massive part of it, if the only part of it. So that's what you need to understand about foreign link building. You need to look at the data. I always advocate this, no matter what you're doing. Look at what your competition's doing. See what they're actually building themselves, and that's going to assist you in being able to properly understand exactly what you need to do yourself. That's what all I've done here, and if I've looked at hundreds and hundreds of different niches for foreign over the last few years, and I can tell you right now that English links are absolutely fine to build. You just need to work them in at the percentages and within moderation of what your competition's doing, as that's going to keep you natural, keep you safe, and it's going to allow you to scale up safely and effectively. Okay, so I hope this video was helpful. I hope you got some value out of this. If you do need links yourself, you can visit getmelinks.com or reach out, and I'll be happy to help you out. Appreciate your time and have a good one.